The latest twist in the story of the Kentucky aluminum mill project involves Brady founder Craig Bouchard taking the company to court. He's filed suit against Brady and several of its stockholders. Also included in the list of defendants, 4 board members and the LLC through which the state of Kentucky has invested $15 million in the project. The legal action comes only weeks after the board of directors voted to remove Bouchard from his post, saying they were not satisfied with the progress being made and the rate of that progress. Bouchard is asking the court, among other things, to order the removal of the 4 board members and award him damages. Now, after the news of the lawsuit broke, I was able to speak with State Senator Robin Webb. She represents District 18, which will be most affected by the outcome of the Brady Industries saga. Can you kind of tell me where you feel like things stand now? Because there was a meeting in this last week with some of the folks from Brady and in the Senate and the House representatives. Kind of tell me where you think things stand right now.
Well, as a member of the Appropriations Revenue Committee, Chairman McDaniel, we discussed having them in for an update on the project prior to the change in leadership that the board made. So they had planned on coming before us just to give us a status update, which they did. They didn't have to, and we appreciated that. So the project's moving forward. You know, there's been some bumps in the road, so to speak, lately with the corporate governance, internal board machinations, if you will, that really aren't that remarkable to me, coming from a corporate background, but certainly, you know, could raise some flags for other individuals.
You're also an attorney, so yes, you're familiar with filing of lawsuits when things maybe don't go your way, and Craig Bouchard has filed such a suit. You know, I don't know how that will all shake out or how that affects the end result.
Well, and we don't either, and I've been corporate counsel for the 4th largest coal company in America, so some of this corporate stuff isn't as remarkable to me, perhaps because I am a lawyer and familiar with machinations of corporations. But I think Mr. Bouchard is certainly still a face of the company. I give him all the credit for the siting and any benefit that our area will get, has gotten, and will get out of this, because it was his choice to put it there. And so we love Craig for that. And certainly I hope that it can be resolved in a business-like fashion that will not deter investment, and we can move the project forward for all of the investors. Well, I mean, we've got Mr. Bouchard's an investor, the other investors on the board. We've got investors, common people, you know, at home that have faith in the project and have put money in it. So we've got a lot of stakeholders to consider. Yeah,
including, like you said, the taxpayers. I know you probably don't want to think about this, but should the project not happen, does that money get recouped?
Commonwealth Seed's been in existence for a number of years. It has put tens of millions of dollars in industries, a lot of startups in areas like bioscience, advanced manufacturing. So it was a perfect fit for this, and it's through the Economic Development Cabinet. They're pretty autonomous. They have their own board, and there is some risk involved. Anytime government gets involved in any, it operates sort of like a revolving loan fund, and it's not that remarkable from any other. So we try to have clawback provisions. That's a term you'll hear a lot about, clawback provisions. Economic Development Cabinet is normally in charge of that in the negotiations with the company, and a lot of times we don't have, in my opinion, historically enough information about that. But notwithstanding the role of economic development, dealing with corporations, their secrets, competition from other states, and all that. I kind of give them a little flexibility, but you know, historically, no. On other projects, we haven't had the information that we probably need as the appropriators of revenue. You have to have some faith in your cabinet and the people running it. Now, I think I said this on the floor the other day, if the project would not come to fruition, and I mean, right now there's no default, there's nothing, no default or no reason to consider that now. And these companies have property, and they are going concern. They have subsidiaries that are going concerns. So $15 million in the grand scheme of things sounds like a lot of money, but in what we do as a state and economic development, not so much every day. So we would review that agreement for clawback. So we'll look at what's been negotiated and what the former cabinet has done, and deal with it, and we'll be just as I'll be the first one in line to try to get the money back if it fails. But right now, there's nothing in default, and there's no need for that.
A catchy phrase is there a path forward, right? We need to see a path forward to about $500 million by the end of the year, and I think that's where people have a tough time wrapping their minds around this actually happening.
Well, when you look at the potential for investment capital, domestic or international, that's really not that much money in the grand scheme of investment capital. So I think there is a path forward, and something that I've never heard disparaged is the process, or the need for the plant and the process, and how it could contribute to not national defense and of course our transformation of our economic region that's took a lot of hits. We've been in the news a lot, not just for Brady, but we're mourning the loss of Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital. AK Steel has pulled out, but we've got a lot of positives, and Brady has brought forth a lot of positives for our area. I mean, international marketing, where people know where we are now. They know the attributes. We've got the best workforce in the world, tradesmen and women. I put them up against anybody. We're in a great location, river, rail, interstate, highway. I mean, we've gotten a lot of positive benefit, but these things take time. You've got a lot of factors globally, the volatility of other markets, the volatility of governments, relationships, and what I don't like seeing it, what I feel somewhat is politicized or regionalized, or because of foreign investment and those buzzwords that we've heard over and over that just kind of have a chilling effect, perhaps, which we're all skeptic on. I've been doing this a long time. I've been on the budget committee for a long time. I'm fiscally conservative, and I'm pretty much a skeptic too. And but I do have faith in this project. I've got faith in the leadership, regardless of who's at the helm. You've got the same board of directors, and those internal machinations happen in companies all across the world. And that's not for us to comment on, because we're not. We don't have that information before us to even make a judgment. But certainly, I've got confidence in the investors and the board.